So we have some of, all right, how do I get into this? Let's get into this. Let's talk about Yellowflash. Let's talk about what he's up to. Yellowflash, big YouTuber, 500,000 subscribers, somebody who I was friends with a week ago, has decided that in this moment, when a lot of people are working to silence me because I represent this viewpoint, this is my viewpoint that you just heard. Everybody should be able to make comics. And by the way, how do you get your comics promoted and sold? Through people who have big platforms. I have a pretty big platform, big booty. No, I got a pretty big platform. 146,000 subscribers. That's you guys. Some of you are here now. Thank you. Some of you haven't joined yet. Please do. Just hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications. Become a part of this platform. Become a part of this. Become a part of this effort to be able to take the power to make and tell stories away from big corrupt corporations and leave it in the hands of creative people who just don't have the power otherwise. Subscribe to this channel. There are people who are agreeing with this and pushing this because it's going to take power and an audience away from us, and I believe deliver it to them. It's competitive. Everything's competition. Everything's competition. Here's the thing. We're not making the same product. We're not in the same league. You're not going to get from hot and ready, as Shane Davis calls it, cheapo fake comics, what you get from us, seasoned professionals who used to be able to do this at Marvel and DC, but were removed, are unable to now because of politics, disagreements with the people within these big corporations, and would still like to do them. Would like to do them for you. Yellowflash seems to have joined that crew and that mindset, and it's a real shame. You know, Yellowflash, like last week, right when he started, when he turned on me, turned heel. I don't know why he did this. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for him to have done this. He blocked me. He tore down the Comicsgate community room, stranding hundreds of independent creators from a place to meet, talk to each other, promote their books. I don't know why he did that. Why did he do that? And then he just started talking endless garbage about me. It was really weird. So here's Yellowflash. Late books are shit, though, and absolutely should be criticized. I've been waiting years for books, while the creators mudsling and drama farm. I 100% agree with Eric. Get to work, he says. Here he is again. How dare Eric July make comics that come out consistently and on time? Okay. Here's Yellowflash again. The comic book I'm working on with Dillard Draws, that's an artist by the name of John Dillard, really nice guy, is still coming. I promise it will be worth the wait. What is the wait? Like, he's been working on this for like a year, dude. For now, enjoy this amazing cover sketch by Kelsey Shannon. Okay, great. Dillard Draws, still working on this thing. Dillard Draws says, look at your pinned post and feel the embarrassment, fool. Yellowflash, responding to that, says, you mean the book I haven't launched, taken money for yet? Dillard Draws has had some horrible things happen to his home, and that comes first. All right. Here's Dillard's channel, his Twitter page. And he's really good. Dillard says, I need to raise some money. This is up for auction. This is the cover art for The Buckler, Canadian Tussle, 9x12 mixed media on hot pressed watercolor paper. Place bids in the comments section. We'll run till 8 p.m., $100 minimum. And he tagged me in this. You know, of course, I retweeted it for him, you know. I think he ended up making $150 on this. This is John Dillard, man. He's really good. And this is what's going on with John Dillard. Hey, everyone. Just letting y'all know I had an emergency at the homestead and a slab leak caused major flooding throughout the whole house. Thank you all for your patience. And I will get back to the artwork y'all are waiting for as soon as I can. No Christmas for the Dillards. No Christmas for the Dillards. He's sitting here drawing Yellowflash's book. This is what happened to his house. Okay. I mean, I didn't even know about this. You know, I only, just started following John. I saw one of his tweets pop up in my timeline asking for a little money. I retweeted it. So, that's his house. He says, we're all safe, but I've had to build a shanty town out in the backyard with RVs and sheds while the repairs happen. Hopefully hot water will be available. This is December 9th. Hopefully hot water will be available in the next 2 weeks. That should be a big stress reliever. Here he is, December 20th. It took some time, but Operation Backyard Shantytown is complete. The family now has everything they need to weather out this emergency. We're heading into winter. Had to close in the barbecue area and get an RV. Special thanks to Dark Gift Comics. God bless you, Anthony. Dark Gift Comics. And Real Quaff. Quaff, same to you, man. For sending my kids a Christmas tree and presents. So Comicsgate. Who came for John Dillard? Comicsgate did. Comicsgaters, look at this, gave the Dillard family a Christmas. That's the Christmas tree. Again, we just go back to Yellowflash. Somebody's saying, didn't you say you were going to get your book out last year? Yellowflash says, you mean the book I haven't launched and taken money for yet? Dillard Draws had some horrible things happen to his home, and that comes first. Huh. Dillard Draws doesn't look like he has any money. This was Dillard Draws yesterday on a live stream. Let's just watch a little of this live stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Just regular work stuff. Haven't been able to work on the Yellowflash project today. Not yet. I think I think before I do another page, because I'm working with another artist who's kind of like helping me with the artist I really admire, named Kelsey Shannon. And
he's great, dude.
He's gonna help me with the layouts, get some more dynamicism going on in there. But I haven't gotten back from him on that, so I think in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna redo the cover because I'm not happy with the cover that I did. Like I like it, but it's not like I look at it and I'm like, it's not knocking my socks off. It's not the best thing I've ever done. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I disagree. I seen it earlier. It was pretty good.
Look at this.
Yeah,
that's the cover he did for.
I was
Flash.
showing Apex last night or this morning.
Oh yeah.
So he drew this cover for Yellowflash. It looks pretty good. And I can't see it that clearly, but I can tell it's pretty good. While his house has been flooded, he's been living in an RV. Yellowflash is just like, yeah, the book's going to be a little delayed because John Dillard has had some horrible things happen to his house. So, But anyway.
I was watching the video this morning.
That's awesome, dude.
It's okay.
Well, you're always going to say that, right? I mean.
It's really good, I think the cover I did for Rex is awesome.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, you're going to know best anyway, man. So you'll knock it out of the park doing it again. So.
But yeah, this is my big list. I want this. I want everything that comes out for this book to be like the best thing I've done. Solid gold,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gonna have a lot of eyes on it. Oh my god! Did you see the tweet my wife put out earlier?
No, God.
I was about to wring her neck.
I saw it.
You remember back in the day, there used to be those memes of like nice guy, bad luck Brian and good guy Eric and all that. And it was like some really goofy looking kid, and it would always be like some opportunity comes up and he has some horrendous bad luck, right? She put a picture up there of that guy, and she put Dillard finally gets a shot at a big project, and on the bottom she put CG Civil War.
Yeah, like John. Okay, so here from John Dillard's and his wife's and his family's standpoint, just to reiterate, in case you don't understand what this is, John Dillard has been working for a year on this book for Yellowflash, and his house is flooded. He's living in an RV. He's working so hard on this. It's so important to him that he's even thinking that the cover he did wasn't good enough, and he wants to redraw the cover. His family didn't have enough for Christmas. And Yellowflash picks a fight with me publicly. Under these circumstances, where John Dillard is working really fucking hard to have his big payday, his ship come in, Yellowflash picks a fight with me and starts all this shit. He's like, his wife is just like, yeah, great, perfect, the Comicsgate Civil War. So here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, like, immediately, the first two people to respond to that were Maitland and Ethan.
And it
You're
couldn't
okay,
come
John.
at a worse
gonna be
time
all right.
either. I mean,
I know.
your house is like in shambles. Your workstation is a mess, and then all of a sudden, like
Well,
the
that's
one
my
guy.
fault.
Well, I'm just the one guy who's supposed to be paying you money for something. You know, all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh, he might be this, or he might be." That. You're kind of like, "Oh, geez, man, can anything?"
Well,
else
that's the
fall on
problem,
this
right?
guy?
I'm not getting paid.
Well,
I'm a partner in the book. So I get paid on the back end after the book funds.
right.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like, I
Yeah.
really
Still,
need this
though,
book to do well, you know?
You're like, it's just one.
No, but
more
that's
thing.
the issue, Levi. That's the issue. Is like I've been for the last 6 months working on this book, meaning I've been really taking a cut in pay because I've been doing this book without pay. Right? I've been working on.
Yellowflash, you fucking idiot. Crowdfund your goddamn book and pay John Dillard. You don't get to line up with Eric July. Eric July had the money to pay everybody. Eric July's in a unique position that you don't morally get to be in. You have taken this guy and you've promised him that there's going to be payment on the back end. He's worked 6 months, nearly homeless, because of your principles about anti-Comicsgate and crowdfunding now. You don't want to take any money. This is why crowdfunding exists, you idiot. The reason why Eric can do that is Eric dipped into his own pocket and paid people already. Everybody else has to crowdfund. You can't take talented artists like this, tie them up for 6 months while their lives fall apart, and then on top of that, be stupid enough to pick a fight with me publicly. Sit there and complain about me asking for... Tell people what my page rate is. Get used to start paying artists. If you want to get into the comic book business, and you're just a fucking talentless writer, fake writer, and you want to put out some fucking YouTube merch and hire a real artist like John Dillard, and you make him sit there and wait for a paycheck, for 6 months he's working, and then you want to moralize about late books. You want to moralize about crowdfunding. You want to congratulate Eric July and dance around and put pressure on people that are having to use crowdfunding and are working really hard, just as hard as Dillard is, to put their product out. But see, we use crowdfunding, so we have money in the bank. We can pay ourselves a page rate. If you don't have the money to pay your artist up front, you need to crowdfund. And I've never seen anything like this before in my life. You know, I'm not following John Dillard's life. I just found out about all this stuff. I figured he was okay because he's your artist and you're a YouTuber with 450, 500,000 subscribers. And surely you have some money to pay him while he works for you, while you're drinking on live streams, fucking starting fights with me. While you're doing all that, your artist didn't have Christmas, and his kids wouldn't have had a Christmas if it wasn't for the good-hearted actions of comic skaters like Dark Gift and Quaff. And this guy should be rolling in dough right now. This guy should be doing great. He's been working 6 months on a comic book. God only knows how many pages he's got done. I've seen some of them. They're extremely detailed. They're beautiful work. This means something to him. He's trying to make art. He can't make art if he can't feed his kids. Pisses me off, dude. It just pisses me off. And his wife's concerned. He's got to tell his wife. This is the whole thing. I've talked about this before in the past. I've talked about how humiliating it is to be married and be an artist and be waiting for a paycheck, and you've got your wife going, where's the money? The money's coming, sweetheart. I promise you it's coming. You know how, like, demoralizing that is? Shithead, give this guy some dignity. Crowdfund your fucking book. Let your audience back it and then pay him. Stop talking shit about Comicsgate. This, on top of destroying the Comicsgate community tab, Comicsgate community room, stranding all those creative people. People who had hope in there. Oh, I got a comic book coming up. Fucking vampires. People don't mind. Comicsgate doesn't mind. Our audience doesn't mind. We have created an audience of very kind people who understand they're art benefactors. These people are happy to commission artwork from us. Thank them for it every day. Most of them are patient. Some of them are not. That's okay too. It's, understand. They've contributed money, these backers, to the creation of these projects. They don't mind doing it. You don't need to starve a family so that you can hang out with Eric July. You don't need to do that. Whatever there is, knock it off. Either let John Dillard go, somebody else will hire him and pay him, or start fucking crowdfund right now. Raise the money for your book so that you can pay him. And that goes for everybody. You don't get to do that to artists. Not around here, not in this space. If you don't have $200,000 like Eric did to invest in his company to start with, then who does? Not many people do. Then you don't get to play around like that's a principled thing. It isn't a principled thing. It's an elitist thing. We are blue-collar people here. Comic book creators are blue-collar. They need a paycheck for their work. And that's why Comicsgate rules. That's why what we do is awesome. That's why what we do will last. It'll persevere. Because almost nobody can do it Eric's way. Got to do it this way. That's it. Quaff's in the chat. Shout out to the Quaff. Appreciate you. I love all of you. Thank you for being here. I know I built this up all day. I want to say when Yellowflash launches his crowdfund, which I hope is tomorrow. Not even fucking kidding, Flash. Tomorrow, launch your crowdfund. And you pay him for the pages he did. I want you to know I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for backing all of these campaigns. Thank you for being here tonight to listen to this. I appreciate it. Let me look at your super chats here, and we'll. I'm just angry right now. I'm seething. I'm fucking angry. Seeing him just smile through that, like I'm hoping that. Lemon Trashy says, Flash in his chat, Dillard had a choice, own the book or the payment. I offered to send him money, he turned it down. Lol, you idiots believe anything. You got to pay your artist, Flash. You got to pay your artist. You see how he's having difficulty with his family? Jason Scott from the TRASHCAST chat. Yellowflash, Dillard had his choice. Well, we got this already. Own the book or the payment. What is this? Yellowflash I offered to send him money and he turned it down. Lol, you idiots believe anything. Yellowflash sounding an awful lot like Smiller there. You idiots believe anything. Yellowflash, I believe you about that. I'm sure that conversation was had. But you know what? It's not working. It isn't working for him. He may have made that decision when he thought the book wouldn't be taking this long to produce. It's ridiculous. It doesn't work. That's not something that somebody can do. He must have thought he could do it quicker. I don't know what the situation is. 6 months without an income, Flash. And then his house floods. And he's living in his backyard in a trailer. You understand? Shut the fuck up. Critical Blast says, this choice about get paid now or after isn't a real choice. You can pay the artist something and let them still be part owner. Why'd you give him a choice like that? That's not a bad point. Here's your choice. You can either be part owner or you can get paid. How about if you do both? How about if you actually pay him? And be reasonable. And just realize that these are people. These are human beings. And this guy's got a family. I should hire Dillard. I don't know if I have anything for him. Terrible T. $2 says that at a minute, Yellowflash could have advanced against future money. At minimum, I'm sorry. Yeah, but just pay him something. Peter Gatsis says Flash didn't support Dillard's book to fund and have money. He had his own book and Flash didn't back it. That would have helped too. But I mean, when you're doing work for hire, you got to get paid, man. You got to get paid. Let me tell you something. All of my artists that are working for me now, the second I get anything from them, the second I get a page from them, PayPal. 1 page. I know what it's like to be an artist. This is why people like working for me. I know what it's like to be an artist. It's paycheck to paycheck, and it's really hard. So if you're working for someone, you're working really hard on good work. I want those guys to know. You don't have to pile up 10 pages. You don't have to get the entire book done. Turn in 1 page, page rate. Instantly, I will PayPal you, and you can buy groceries instantly. Send me as many pages as you want, as fast as you want, whatever, at your rate. I'm going to send you. I'm going to pay you. Because these guys have bills, man. These guys have dreams. Lucentile says, I'm only half in Comicsgate. I assume this would be standard internet drama, not blackmailing artists for slave labor. I told you it was bad. I said, look, the title of the more Yellowflash bullshit. This makes me sick, but I've got to do it, and you'll see why. It's not just drama. We're literally talking about exploitation of artists within Comicsgate while standing on our fucking high horse and sitting there talking about how crowdfunding is stealing people's money. And making it difficult for us to continue crowdfunding. His propaganda that he would preach to 500,000 people, not only is he not using crowdfunding to pay creative people who are working hard, but he wants to make it so that nobody can. And he shut down the Comicsgate community room. And he did it just out of spite. Everyone seems to get it except Flash, says Jeremiah M. Project Stampouli says, first, CRP really is dead in the Ukraine, confirmed. Second, if Dillard is watching, I'll buy your stuff that isn't attached to Yellowflash. Also knew that Gary and Az were bad when he went after crowdfunding. See, they don't understand what this is. They think they're coming after me about crowdfunding. Rainbow the Brood is late. It's late. I took on too much work, and then I took Wreck Planet, and I made it twice as big. That's why it's late. People who got Wreck Planet know why Rainbow the Brood is late. Rainbow the Brood backers, they'll be happy. I'm going to get this shit done. It's going to be fucking beautiful. It already is. But these guys are going after crowdfunding, and they're killing. Like, it's not even a matter of, like, we have a better idea. No, you don't have a better idea. You have no better idea. When you go after crowdfunding and talk about and try to make people suspicious of it, and make people not want to back crowdfunders, what are you doing? You're making it impossible for independent creative people to make anything. And I didn't know that kind of spite was existing, in the YouTube sphere. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that I was going to have to work to build up this channel so it would be big enough to push back on these guys who spend every single day talking about how everything sucks except for the work that Eric July did, so that they could build up enormous channels and shut down crowdfunding. Potentially. By sitting there making fun of late projects making people feel like they should not be supportive of crowdfunded projects. I got to make this channel bigger. Please do subscribe. Please subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. 3,200 people watching right now. 200 Watt Studio, $5. Artists should get paid as they produce work, regardless of the back end. They have to. You just have to. You can't treat people like that. Especially, you know, when they don't have a big YouTube channel that's producing income. I mean, I am producing income right now, you know. Yellowflash, when he does his live streams, he gets super chats. He produces an income. But somebody like John Dillard, his YouTube channel is fairly small, so he's not getting much of an income from YouTube. He needs to get paid for his work. And those of us who make a big income anywhere, if we hire people, we need to pay them. I got Dale Keown working for me right now. And I gave him a big fat page rate. I can't tell you. He won't tell. By the way, Dale Keown will not tell you what his page rate is for me. He knows that's verboten. You don't do that, but it's big. Shows that I respect him, and I know I'm going to make my money back too because he's a great artist. Like I'm like, I can pay you whatever I want. I'm going to make my money back, dude. If you do a Salamandroid book for me, I'm going to make my money back, whatever I pay you. Everything that he's done for me, I've made my money back, and that's really how you have to think of what you're paying these artists. Figure out a way to make it profitable. Hatch 450SX says Dillard didn't want Dark Gift to do anything for him. Oh, he's a man. Of course not. Rhino says somebody on Twitter raised a good question. What was the page rate that Flash offered which resulted in Dillard accepting the back-end deal instead? That's a great question. It must not have been very much. Let me give you an idea of what Dillard should be paid. Dillard should get paid somewhere between $300 and $400 a page up front. That is acceptable. Somewhere between $300 and $400 for pencils and inks every single page, and then a profit on the back end, whatever that is, 20%, 25%. Because normally in a partnership it should be 50-50, but it's Yellowflash's project. It's not Dillard's. He doesn't get ownership of it. So instead of 50-50, $300 to $400 a page, 25% of the profits. I think that's a fair deal, and I think that's what he should be looking for. Dillard, if you're listening to me, that's what you should be asking for. David G says, I don't know, I seem to remember another successful 50-50 partnership between Gabe and David. Oh, wait. Yeah, and I said way back when, I said you should not have a 50-50 partnership ever. There is the owner of the campaign and the employee, okay? So Yellowflash is the owner of the campaign. If he wants to say that like it's a 50-50 split of profits, that's one thing. It's not a 50-50 partnership. John Dillard should have no control over the project. He's work for hire. It's all Yellowflash's responsibility to get it out and get it done and to pay John. It's up to him what he pays him, but he's got to pay him something. He's got to pay him something. And if he's talking partnership, it can be a pseudo partnership where he's receiving what is in essence 50% of the profits.